Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top. I'm going to bring others with us. So please become a part of Peep Squad. Hit that notification bell. Know each and every time I drop a video. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about 50 Cent posting a message about Jim Jones. Basically, he feels like Jim Jones has been out here snitching. He's cooperating with the federal agents because the document has released online. I was like, OMG. It's going down like you wouldn't believe it. And so 50 Cent went out there on IG basically laughing at Jim Jones and calling him out for being a snitch or whatever the case may be with that situation, but just poking fun of the situation, which is a very serious situation. I don't know if 50 Cent really thinks Jim Jones is actually a federal informant or if he's actually a snitch, because we know 50 Cent be trolling all the time, and he could be trolling because him and Jim Jones are really good friends. They are buddies. They've been buddies for years, many years. So we're going to see how this situation plays out, because the court documents listed in the Tekashi69 case with Shadi, Treway, it listed, Jim Jones as the conversation between individual one. Jim Jones is listed as a cooperating with the federal agents in a conversation with Jamal Mel Murder Jones. So with that situation, when you see the documents and you see, it says individual one, listed as cooperating with the federal agents, they could have just put that in the paper, because they actually hear the information that Jim Jones is saying that, Tekashi69 need to be violated. I don't know if it actually means that he's actually cooperating with the police, if he's cooperating with the FBI, the federal agents. So Jim Jones has not spoke on this situation. We know Jim Jones is always on media. He's always on Instagram. He's talking about the weather report. He's doing a weather. He's doing the news on his little Instagram post. But he hasn't said a word. But he has been showing us his workout videos, and he has been working out online and letting us know that he's keeping in shape. He's still tough. He's going through what it is going through. So I don't know, is he going to capitalize off of the situation, because he's going to be joining Love and Hip Hop, New York. So this is a storyline he can actually use and talk about. So basically, maybe the hip hop Love and Hip Hop producers don't want him to speak on the situation, because it actually could be used as a storyline too as well. So that should be interesting. And plus, Jim Jones is going to be on TV with Mano, and and Pat Poose ain't about that snitch life. So we'll see how this situation plays out. Jim Jones is in a real sticky situation, and he hasn't addressed it. And you think that he would address it immediately right away, being called out as a snitch or as a rat, because he is in part of the gang. He is a blood. He is a gang member. So him not saying anything, maybe he talked to his gang members, his affiliation with the gang, and everybody else like that, his lieutenants, to tell them what's going on, that he's not snitching or whatever, but he can't say anything publicly because he's going to be on TV. And a lot of people believe Jim Jones is out here snitching, but we'll see what happens with this situation. I'm just like, damn. And then on top of that, Jim Jones' house has been foreclosed. He hasn't paid his mortgage for almost 10 years. And so people think that, okay, he's getting away with it. So, they're feeling like maybe he is working with the government because of his other cases and his other situation where, he was arrested, and not too long ago, I believe it was in 2018, a car chase and the whole 9 yards. And basically there was drugs, there was a gun, he bailed out, and we never heard anything about that situation. So people are assuming that he is a snitch, and he's working with the po-pos, he's working with the police. And Jim Jones really do have a good reputation so far. Like, there's really never been anything bad about him being a snitch or being phony or fugazi or anything like that. Ballin', baby. And he was doing the damn thing. So it makes it look like he's broke. He's actually trying to excuse me, he's actually trying to get himself out of a sticky situation with the police. I'm just like, damn, this is a crazy situation with Jim Jones, because Jim Jones is a legend out here when it comes to music, when it comes to what Dipset has contributed to hip-hop music, and we're never going to take that away from him. And he has some wonderful songs, baby. I'm in love with a thug, and so many different songs too as well. So we're going to see what happened with this situation. You know, Jim Jones is going through it. I don't know where he's living at, where he's staying at, or whatever the case may be. But shit, if he didn't have to pay his mortgage for 10 years, more power to you, goddammit. I have read about plenty of people of Caucasian descent has not paid their mortgages for a long time. What's that girl that killed her daughter? Her parents didn't pay their mortgage for like almost 6 or 7 years, and they got away with it. So the young lady that was from Florida, and she blamed it on her father. Her parents didn't pay their mortgage, so you know what? He got away without paying his mortgage. That probably wasn't, the property probably wasn't even worth it. Come on now, if we don't have to pay our mortgage, our rents and insurance and all that other stuff, people will be happy to do it. I don't know what Jim Jones did for him to be able not to pay his mortgage for 10 years, but he should actually do an Instagram video about how to not pay your mortgage and live in a house for 10 years where you can save money and buy another house for real, for real. So he must have paid the utility bills, I guess. If I owned the house, I would have shut out the water, the lights, the whole nine, if you was living in my property and you wouldn't pay me, but it is what it is. So we have that situation with Jim Jones. We wish him the best. We'll see if he, lets us know what's up, or if he's just gonna keep quiet. But silence does really say something about the situation. So moving on from that situation, we have Jim Jones has been out here in these streets, and not only that, like, just Joel's being arrested too as well, and he's doing time. And then I also believe Joel's house is being foreclosed on too. So like, damn, these dudes were legends. They put out good music and they didn't get their proper pay, or they didn't spend their money properly because they didn't know how, because they didn't have the training or artist development, how to save and how to build money too as well. We seen Vamp Life in different clothes. We seen Jim Jones on Love and Hip Hop. You seen him on Marriage Boot Camp. They had their own show. They looked like they was living in a lap of luxury, but they were, because they didn't have to pay no mortgage. So moving on from that situation, we get to the testimony of another informant in the Tekashi69 case, which is Tekashi69 driver. So basically, his driver done took the stand and put cameras in the car in the whole 9 yards. And basically, he was detained by ICE, and they wanted him to snitch, put cameras in the car, basically to find out what Tekashi was doing, what he was up to. So therefore, anybody that got in the car with Tekashi, it's a done deal. They got you on camera. They got good microphones. It's like a bait car. So this dude basically was a driver for Tekashi69. He probably thought it was a wonderful gig. He got paid, smoked a little weed or whatever the case may be, but he was from another country. And so to get out of ICE, he had to inform, he had to snitch, he had to tell the business. And that's what he did. And you know what? Of course he was. He don't have no loyalty to 6ix9ine. He doesn't have any loyalty to, Treway. He doesn't have any loyalty to Shotty. He don't have no loyalty to nobody but his family that he's over here working for and trying to make sure he send money to his country, to support his parents or his wife or his kids. And basically he didn't want to get deported, or he didn't want, his children or his wife to get deported. So basically he went on a stand and he broke it down. Yes, I snitched. I seen shooting. I heard shooting. There was accidents. There was all types of shit going on. It was like the Wild Wild West chilling with Tekashi69. I was nervous, but I had to do what I had to do. I would have quit. I wouldn't have been Tekashi's driver. But anyways, and so so he snitched. Why wouldn't he? You know what I mean? Like, his life is in danger where he can be, deported, and he's here working in America for a reason, to get that money, to get that paper. And I don't know if he was ever going to become a citizen or not, but he was promised citizenship. Maybe they promised him and his family citizenship too as well. And so he'll be staying here. He might become, in the witness protection program. Maybe not. It all depends, because the feds could be hell when you go into witness protection. And it's alleged that Tekashi's out he's out. He's not locked up. He's out of jail. He's not in jail anymore. He's out here chilling. I don't know how they're going to get rid of his tattoos. I don't know how they're going to escape that situation. But anyways, we have, Javi, his ex-girlfriend, she snitched to the police. So you got Javi's ex-girlfriend, you have the driver snitching, and then allegedly they got Jim Jones as a cooperating, federal agent, whether it's to his knowledge or not. So I don't know. So I don't want to call him a snitch, off the bat, because, Jim Jones' life could be in danger if he is a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Because he is in the gang. So we have that, and then we have Tekashi69 too as well. So far it seems like, there is 4 federal witness. So the FBI don't play. I mean, like, they'll set you. Well, he kind of like set himself up. It is what it is. But Tekashi said he realized that his driver was a snitch after a while, and so Tekashi wasn't the first one to drop the bag, but he damn sure ain't gonna be the last one. And so there is a recording of Shotty out here talking about how he's going to handle Tekashi69 and what he's going to do to him, and he needs to be really violated, because when Tekashi went on the Breakfast Club and he was dissing Treway and dissing them and telling them like, yo, they was stealing money from me, they was taking money from me, in the whole 9 yards. And so he was like, I was supposed to be getting, they told me I'm only getting 80,000 and they're taking 200 grand. So he realized he was getting played, and then his mother was threatened too as well. So once he got picked up by the federal agents out here in Foxwoods, he was out in Foxwood chilling. Foxwoods is the spot, baby. Seafood and gambling, and you got good luck at Foxwoods, you win money. So here's the recording.
Yo, God. Hello? Yo, what's up, man? Yo, but look what the fuck you doing. Shit, fucking mall. Trying to get some peace in the fucking phone. I'm leaving my car. Trying to do what? Trying to get this peace in my car. For the music. I seen that interview this morning. Your man is crazy, man. I know nigga is wild crazy, bro. Woke up this morning, blood. I be sleeping. I woke up, I seen that shit, blood. I said, oh man, son. I said, why is this kid doing this, man? Why is this kid, like, who's in this kid's ear, scrap? Like, who's, like, making him talk, he choking, fucking nobody. Blood, right now. Blood, the nigga gotta be on drugs. Homie, nigga said, fuck Treway. He said, fuck Treway, bum ass niggas, dirty ass niggas. He said, what Apple Cup? Huh? What Apple Cup? Hello? What you said? He said, fuck Treway. Niggas some bum ass niggas. Niggas is dirty niggas. Niggas is thieves. Like, ain't no Treway. Like, ain't no more Treway, nigga. Like, I made that shit. What? Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, well, your shit done. I said, I gotta call this nigga. Hey, man, I need some type of, like, understand. This kid is crazy, homie. Like, Shorty all the way lost it, homie. I don't know what kind of pills he taking or what he on, scrap, but the kid losing it, homie. Yeah, he gonna give us something. He being real disrespectful, homie. Like, facts. My niggas done. My niggas took their soul out and put it on a hanger and hung it up in the closet for you, son. Yeah. What are you talking about? You fuck niggas, boy. That's how you feel? Like, you don't even feel like you could put up on niggas and have a conversation? You gonna go social media with it? Yeah, he gonna get what he looking for. That's what I'm telling you, bro. He gonna get what he just I feel kind of depressed right now. I feel like, so what a nigga go, like, homie, I ain't with the God giving, God take away. What, son, nobody can't take none away. That's how. That's what you got to keep. Yo, boy, he is a fucking rapper. He like a nigga can take the Treway shit, but a nigga assassinated the branch, right? He could assassinate all he want. I ain't say nothing yet, bro. Like, I'm looking at him got all to say so, Scott. I'm telling niggas, like, Powell, once I'm waiting to see everything he got to say, see that, let that shit go, and then that's it. You said you gonna say what? Hear what he got to say, and then I'm gonna start firing on everything, like. I got all of that, nigga. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, man. Well, make sure you call me for the activities and festivities. Yeah, that's Monday. We gonna on Monday. TMZ already got they got some shit set up for me. So Monday they wanna film. So man, everybody, me, you, could be homies, everybody on camera. We in the room smoking regular shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna be there for that. I feel obliged for this meeting. I don't know who this kid think he's talking to. You didn't create Treway. We created you. You was a mutt. We found you in this, and we put a muzzle on you, and we showed you how to be a dog, nigga. You was a mutt. You don't know nothing about this lifestyle that you perpetrated. But you know, come on, Scott. We gave you, we made you who you was, so you could help us in our situation, nigga. Swapped it out. Don't try to act like it wasn't an even exchange. We gave you life, and you introduced us to the bag more than what we was, nigga. That's it, nigga. But you ain't make Treway scrap. We made you. You wouldn't be shit without Treway. Matter of fact, straight up, you better be able to handle all that drama you gonna cause too. Cause we good out here in these streets, nigga. What about you? Right. You, nigga, like you talking, and then you dry snitching. You talking about, I knew my team was strong. So what I'm trying to say is, that's why I was acting the way I was acting. That's why I was talking all the shit I was talking, because I knew my team was strong. He like, but you know, at the end of the day, I knew when I got, it had to be niggas around me, because my team was too strong for niggas to be outside of, like, basically like he dry snitching, bro. Right. I'm like, yo, what's up, this nigga? The homie locked up. And what you saying on camera? Right. You know what he doing. Yeah, he trying to dry snitch, bro. He know what he doing. You know he's trying to do. My niggas threatening his family, telling people where he live at. Like, if he don't want to do the shows, the promoters is telling niggas where he live at to try to get people to do something to his moms, homie. He said all that? No, that's all on TNT, right? I said this kid is crazy, son. And then, remember, me and you, this is 212, and you just told me the other day, like, yes, about the paper, about refraining from 12 with the boy. So I'm like, oh, boy playing, like, this is what he trying to do. Boy playing dirty, he trying to dry snitch at the same time, homie. But he keeps saying, fuck Treway, fuck that nigga Treway, fuck Treway, ain't no Treway, fuck Treway. I'm gonna feed him though. They got the fucking shit right there. Yeah, bro, you know, I don't want to choke the phone, homie. You gotta meet up and choke. I'll tell you, I'm gonna pull up on you. Alright. Say that shit no more. Yo, we doing? You mom with me? I'll go with you, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna come get you. As soon as I leave here, I'm coming straight down Brooklyn and come get you. Alright. So be dressed or something, you know what I mean? Get dressed for the day, type shit.
There you have it. I mean, the whole conversation on tape. I mean, they didn't have no type of precautions. They didn't watch The Wire. They didn't watch any of the old school gangster movies. They didn't watch any documentaries on how the FBI and the federal government do racketeering charges. I mean, they was out here just running amok. I mean, like, terrible. And when I say terrible, this is just like real terrible. Like, but it is what it is. You pay the cost to be the boss. You do the crime. You do the time. It is what it is. But they left a paper trail. They left apples. They left oranges. They left cologne. They left everything for them to be sniffed out. To be sniffed out too. For real, for real. And they didn't have to go down like the way you did it. If what's his name, Shotty and the rest of them dudes, and Shotty was the OG. If they would have handled their business correctly and really believed that Tekashi introduced him to the bag and he was their mutt, then they should have protected him and made sure he got his money, made sure he was safe, he felt comfortable, and that's that. Then you wouldn't have all this dumb shit. He wouldn't even be snitching. But you got Shotty sleeping with his baby's mother. They're taking half of his bag. He's getting threatened too as well. Doesn't give him any excuse to snitch as well, because Tekashi69 put hits out on people too as well. He was carrying the burner. He was doing drugs too as well. So it is what it is. They all gonna lie up, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. They're gonna be locked up behind bars, and Tekashi is gonna try to start his whole life over. I don't know who's gonna buy his music or whatever. A lot of people might feel sorry for him, you know what I'm saying? But Shotty could have really had a record label that he could have went to the top. But he was so ignorant when it comes to business and thinking that he could be having shit-outs in public, threatening people, doing all types of crazy stuff, being a part of a gang too as well, and not think the FBI, not thinking the police is watching him, not even worrying about wiretaps, not even worrying about anything. When you're committing crimes and you're doing stuff you don't do on the phone, and plus you barely have anybody involved. You didn't watch, Goodfellas. You didn't watch The Godfather. You didn't watch, like, come on. All you gotta do is watch a little bit of TV, a little bit of movies, and you'll know to cover your mouth when you talk outside in a public place, go to a bowling alley and talk to as well. When you do a crime, make sure you do it yourself too as well. And if you gonna do a crime, make sure the person, you got more information on them, so therefore they won't snitch. So and you know, Tekashi had his own driver. Like anybody that was surrounded by Tekashi, they should have been a part of the Treway, or people that, you know, Shadi put around him too as well, to make sure they don't have any informants or any insiders too as well, because you know they was moving a little bit of money, a little bit of guns, but they ain't got no body. They wasn't bringing 100 keys, 500 keys over. They wasn't even doing none of that shit. It was the shit that they was doing in public, online, threatening people and acting like they was the big time gangsters. And the DEA, the U.S. attorney, the police, the detectives, the FBI agents, they wanted in that this was going to be their next big case, because they haven't had a big case like this since, you know, John Gotti, in my opinion. And so right now, and you know, this is how the DEA, the federal agents, this is how they make their bones. They flip people, turn them into informants, into witnesses. And then plus, when you're talking about hip hop, because we got the hip hop police, so this is a big case. Everybody's talking about it. The U.S. attorney, the attorneys, the detectives, the police chief, the FBI agents, they are going to be asking for a job promotion, and they're going to be applying to more jobs after the situation, because they're going to say, we brought down Treway, we brought down Shada, we brought down Tekashi69, the guys that you see on TMZ, the guys that you see on Page 6, the guys that you see all in the media, the guys that you see everywhere, the guys on Instagram, they're bragging about it. They're having a fun time, but they were coming after criminals that was on a third grade level. So it is what it is, but they were popping. And what's popping today? The internet, Instagram, Twitter, you know, so it is what it is.